something that if you get ahead
into game number 1.
I think now.
No, he doesn't have the skill.
Wow.
He doesn't have the skill.
Right.
So he actually can't utilize it as Canyon's going to land the spear.
He has no flash, remember.
Yep. Ounce comes forward. That's a really good interrupt, but Showmaker's here. Doesn't have shifting sands yet, remember, guys, but Beyond is just going to get pounced on by Canyon. It's just a matter of time. Red buff's there. Smite comes in. Canyon's going to land the spear onto the blue buff, as there it is, first blood. As
you can see here some of the stats for the Team Dynamics picks. Obviously, Kuzan has played a lot of Zoe himself, as here's the gank.
Yep, Beyond's going to come in. Beryl does have Eclipse as he's looking for the stun onto Doctor. That's a great step back, though. Guga did use his flash, but that's a very easy kill.
Agree, missed 2 CS in a row. He's only looking for the trade.
Yep, there's the slice and dice. Piercing Light comes in. That is going to be the full culling, but avoided. And Nuguri grabs the solo kill. That's what happens when you have flash and you're...
Wow, down in the bottom lane, Ghost is dead.
He is. He didn't use his flash, as now we're looking for Rich yet again. Yep, Spear is going to connect because it's free. And yeah, the Mika really being culled up here before Ghost joined the roster. Is Guga going to get slowed? There's the flash forward from Beryl. They're going to land a spear, but the Zenith Blade came down because, of course, he held on to it. Guga goes golden, and now in goes Beyond, but he's mega squishy. Canyon not going to be taken. And Doctum, he does eventually find the kill under the Nidalee, but Ghost now trying to trade back, and Showmaker slides on in and collects the Ash for himself. Now, Kuzan here trying to tidy up.
And was able to keep him here as... Here's another replay. You see that Canyon is on vision. So Guga, I think, probably shouldn't be up that far, but he knows he has flash and stopwatch with Beyond coming, so he's like, maybe we can turn this around. And Canyon gets extremely low. Notice how he survives here. The quick heal into the swipe. Eventually does go down, turns into a 1v1, or a 1-for-1 rather, as Duckdom is kind of left out to dry. Not much that Guga can do as he was so low. This is Rich just kind of face checking, getting burst 100-0 by Godzilla.
Yeah, this is like, I don't even know which version of Godzilla this is, like the scariest one. And Showmaker and Noguri come in to save. Their little AD carry here towards the bottom side. Okay, in goes the Zenith Blade. Solar Flare landing there as well as the Zoe's going to be the first one taken down. Beyond has about 2.5 health as he's going to get the heck out of there. Showmaker still has Emperor's Divide, but not a lot of health bar. And Noguri as well. He's got a massive bounty. Rich looks for it, but the volley is going to ring true. Rich grabs a kill off the back, and Dynamics are turning it all on its head. Didn't want to flash underneath the turret there as Rich. He's under his, but Solar Flare's going to get a nice slow. The poke needs to happen. Both of these teams want to get poked down before a fight starts, especially Dynamics. They have 0 frontline. They're not going to be able to play front to back too easily. They need to have health advantages. As Noguri's found Rich. Oh no! And he throws out the culling as it is going to be secured by Damwon, the Dragon. But Noguri eventually gets on top of Rich. I don't know what his positioning was right there, but now the damage is going to be true from Damwon. And regardless of any bubbles that are going to be landing, Kuzan is trying to get the hell out of here. Canyon trying to sprint after Beyond, who's getting hit by minions, and Canyon eventually grabs him. I believe that was a trap, and it was the top lane that did fall. Good hook lands there from Guga, but no follow-up. Just not going to be able to. Noguri sitting there at full health, 3,000 hit points. Beyond gets chunked. In goes Beryl. Solar Flare goes completely wide, though, as Beyond just cannot stand in amongst this fight. Beryl is punished for that poor positioning as Canyon goes golden. Ghost trying to keep Showmaker alive as Canyon eventually gets out of there, and now Noguri, the raid boss, trying to stand tall. Emperor's Divide lands only onto Kuzan, as Showmaker's had a bit of an off game so far, but still just standing true in the front line, as that's the snare. Guga will be falling here as Ghost is going to finish him off. And despite finding a few options in the middle of the fight, Dynamics just didn't have enough money to buy cool items to give them enough stats to win.
Yeah, they're going to push in here. The TP coming in. You see Beyond desperate trying to get the kill, but he just gets slapped down once again.
Oh, jeez. I don't know. It's just 100% bullying of the Rek'Sai as Rich is going to fall. That's Canyon helping grab that kill as Noguri collects it for himself. The big old Renekton doing a lot of work this game. Doctum wants to try and save his Nexus for the minute as Canyon eventually does go down. Noguri decides that he can't get on top of the Ashe because she's too good at kiting, and he'll just win the game instead.
Such as Leona will eventually fall off. Thankfully, they were supported by the rest of their team, and they were...
Welcome back everybody to the Analyst Desk. Today's Analyst Desk will be joined by Sumin Yoon and Victory Lila. And This is Susan with the translation. It was Team Dynamics versus Damwon Gaming, game number 1, and Damwon Gaming picked up a win. Team Dynamics picked Lucian in the very early phase of the pick and ban, and Damwon Gaming answered with Renekton. Recently, Kanna also had a really good performance on this pick, and also this is one of the Rich's favorite picks. So they were trying to neutralize Nuguri's aggressiveness with this Lucian pick on the top lane. However, the matter was not about Lucian versus Renekton, it was more about the jungle difference, the defeat in the Jiffy. So because Canyon was able to outscale the opponent in such a fast tempo, there was no way for Team Dynamics to overcome this kind of discrepancy. Based on the lane priority, Rek'Sai could have gone for a double scuttle or zone out Nidalee in the jungle, but in a very early level phase, Nidalee was able to kind of destroy Rek'Sai in the jungle. Let's take a look where this kind of discrepancy started in between the junglers. Showmaker had such a strong priority during the laning phase, so they weren't able to spot Canyon walking on the mid lane. And also Nidalee at the same time was not in the range of Rek'Sai's tremor sense, so Rek'Sai also did not have any idea of that jungling path. Nidalee was spotted in the very end, but she already finished the red buff camp, and this was connected to a first blood. Rek'Sai without flash, he cannot escape from Nidalee with the red buff, so maybe Beyond could look for a different jungle pathing with that kind of situation. It was not that Nidalee was ganking top lane a lot, camping top lane a lot, but because Rek'Sai, he did not have much power to cover Lucian on the top lane. Maybe he could just go for some more jungle clearing in order to scale up. So that was actually everything started to fall apart on the side of Team Dynamics. Even though Rek'Sai managed to get some meaningful ganks in the later phase of the game, that was not good enough to close out the gap between two teams. Let's take a look at another highlight. Team Dynamics, they already stacked up 2 dragons, and also the Baron was already available, so they could just rotate it for the Baron. And they also missed where Renekton was in this fight. Team Dynamics, they did not have any frontliners to protect the hyper damage dealers, but Lucian was looking for a flank angle instead of staying with his teammates. And Renekton also built Blade of the Ruin King first, so he was able to get solo kill by himself as well. Sometimes Renekton can build armor items to hold on to up against Lucian, but because Canyon was so ahead in the jungle, he was able to go for this kind of aggressive build. Team Dynamics, they were contesting for a dragon, which they should not. Now it's time to check out the player of the game on the side of Damwon Gaming. Definitely one of the players from the top side of the map, and it's gonna be Canyon picking up the 9th POG of the split, which means Showmaker will not be able to maybe even out the POG standings if this series ends with 2 games. Nidalee was successfully zoning out Rek'Sai in the jungle, so Rek'Sai was forced to camp around the bottom side of the map. This was a very unlucky day for Team Dynamics, and also Damwon Gaming was really smart and intelligent making their decision with the rotations. Somehow Team Dynamics managed to stack up the Dragons, however, they were not able to connect it into a game victory.
상대를 괴롭히는 선택을 했던 게 사실은 제일 주요했던 게 아닌가 하는 생각이 듭니다. 물론 저런 캐리의 활약으로 탄력을 받은 너구리도
And also with that Kenyon's outplay, Noguri was also able to have assert dominance all throughout the map. The only junglers on the standings, Kenyon with 900 pop points. It's really impressive to see Kenyon picking up so many POGs in this split, and with the casting votes, Kenyon was able to pick up the POG. So which means Noguri had a very decent game as well. Now it's time to move on to game number 2, Team Dynamics versus Salmon Gaming.